Hey guys, I know it's been a minute, hasn't it? So, I had the COVID the beginning of November, and it whooped my ass. I mean, whooped my ass. Uh, it took me a little bit to get over it, and so now, um, just adjusting. Now I feel a whole lot better. Back to my normal, semi-normal self. So I will start doing more chapters of Walking Wolf. I'm sorry if you started watching it and all of a sudden I just stopped. It's a lot longer than but it's great. So I'll start doing more chapters of that too. But today I want to talk to you about, let's see, extrajudicial killing. Pete Hogshead, Trump, and unfortunately the military people who have been doing these unlawful strikes and killing these people that, I mean, have you seen the boats? They show pictures of the boats. They're in Venezuelan waters. There is no way in hell that they could ever actually make it to the United States. So, and I think what Trump is trying to do, because I don't know if y'all, the last time um, uh, uh, Zelensky was in the Oval, where, J.D. Vance was conspicuously absent, that little fucking pussy. But Trump actually asked him if they had elections during wartime, and Zelensky's like, of course we do. That's what democracy is all about. And I'll remind you that FDR, yes, he was elected 4 times, the only guy that would, but that's because he got us out of the Great Depression and through World War II. Fortunately, he died before it was over, but he was the only person at that time that could do it, and hence one of our greatest, if not the greatest president we've ever had. Between him and Abe Lincoln, I mean, those two people, fantastic. But Trump is neither FDR or Lincoln. I mean, he's not even Pierce, and Pierce was bad. Related to Hillary Clinton, by the way. But what they're doing right now is illegal. It's illegal by America's standards, by American military standards, and also by international law. If you disable, they blew up the boat, there's some survivors. You are obliged to not only not kill them, but rescue them. That's the law. You are obliged to rescue them. They killed them. It makes the U.S. He's making us into Russia. He's making us into those horrible despotic but incredibly, Al Green is introducing articles of impeachment. We know that they won't go through, but it's for the record. And I actually called Marjorie Taylor Greene and told her she needs to get in on this, because that would be awesome. And it'd be a really great way for her to tell Trump once and for all to fuck off. Hiya, Joan! My neighbor. But Robert De Niro has his own YouTube channel now. It's called The Bobby Report. I highly suggest that you go take a look. Personally, I love Robert De Niro. I've always loved De Niro. He's such an excellent actor. But now he's also doing, The Bobby Report, and he's really good. A little long-winded, but that's okay. It's De Niro. He can do whatever he pleases. And we get to call him Bobby. Oh my God. Isn't that so cool? I'm sorry, a little starstruck. Um, but yeah. And then there's Cash Patel, who always looks like he just got busted with his dad's porn. You know, those big old fucking eyes. Um, yeah, he's gonna be out soon. The countdown is on. I mean, Trump, Bondi's gonna go. Pretty sure. Uh, they already that crap that they try to do with James Comer and Letitia James. The judge not only threw that shit out, he also said that the chick that they put in that office, who had never done a prosecution ever in her life, she was a real estate lawyer. And the judge said she was illegally appointed, and so anything that she did was automatically void and null and get the fuck out of here. None of his, and judges are saying that tariffs are illegal, him putting troops, even troops in different cities is illegal. And yes, if he hadn't illegally put all those troops, and I've seen video of the National Guardsmen picking up garbage, trimming trees. That's not what they're there for. And the fact that 2 of them got killed by a guy, yes, he came in 2021 under Biden, but he was vetted and given asylum April 2025 by Trump's DOJ, not Biden, Trump's. And just in case you don't know, when you blame that whole fucking mess on Biden of the withdrawal, the reason why he had to is before Trump left office, that little prick drew down the number of military people in the area from 300,000 to 2,500. Think about that. 2,500, that's it. And they were all on that one base. And Trump, he did not negotiate with the Afghani government. He negotiated with the terrorists. That's why they took over the country like that. Because he didn't negotiate with the fucking government of Afghanistan. He negotiated with the terrorists. And it was a poison pill that he left for Biden to make him look bad. Biden had to get those 2,500 Americans out because the terrorists were closing in. And if he hadn't, they probably all would have been killed. Not just those few who died with the bombing, but all of them. Because Trump left them severely understaffed. He left 2,500 men in a hostile environment to fend for themselves against thousands and thousands of terrorists. So before you go blaming Biden, it wasn't his fault, it was Trump's. It's always Trump's fault. Please do tell me, are you better today than you were 1 year ago today? I don't think so. Everything's more expensive. It's my other neighbor bringing up his garbage can. Yeah, I mean, and I can't bitch that much. I got a nice house, I drive a fancy car, I have food on the table, heat, roof over my head, all that stuff, yes. But my husband also works very, very hard and has worked very, very hard his entire life. Again, he did the 20 years in the military, and while he was Air Force, he was an Air Force cop. Air Force cops are not like the rest of the Air Force. You have your fighter pilots course, and they go to scary places, but the cops, they go to really scary places. And Donnie enlisted in 1989, and he fought in the first Desert Storm and he was in the second one, of course, and he was in the sandbox a bunch of times. He did time in fucking Colombia. It's the only thing he has nightmares about, you know. And like, I hope you saw Kelly's when he was, you know, he's reading out when I was doing, you know, in 91, he was flying missions in Kuwait and Iraq. And what was Trump doing? What has Trump done his whole life? I mean, he's a fucking Nepo baby who's never learned the meaning of the word no. He's protecting pedophiles. I mean, you know, he screamed, and that's the other thing. Excuse me. That's the other thing. The fucking Republicans and those QAnon nutballs have been calling us Democrats, freethinkers, baby rapists, and we're eating babies and all this other stuff. And it even led to that idiot with a gun going to that pizza place where, oh, surprise, surprise, there isn't a fucking basement. So now, we know for sure who the pedos are. And surprise, 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 most of them have an R by their name. And Trump's protecting them. You know, I don't care. I don't care if there's Democrats in there. I don't care. They can suffer too. I want to know. And the great thing is that the survivors are saying, if you don't release this shit, then we're just going to tell. Because they know. You know, in England, you know, they're getting anybody associated with Epstein is getting shit canned and written off. Not just former Prince Andrew, but a lot of other people too. We should be following suit. They say they Republicans, oh, they're the party of children. They don't want pedophiles. They don't, you know, but they're protecting them right now. They're protecting pedophiles. What the fuck is up with that? I mean, I'm sure that's not what you voted for. Certainly not what I voted for. Not to mention the fact, well, and of course I didn't vote for that idiot, but not to mention the fact that I have actually been called a pedophile by some idiotic stranger because I was wearing, I think I was wearing a Bernie shirt, I don't know, but actually called me a pedophile or a pedophile protector or whatever the fuck he said. He was very lucky he left with what was left of his teeth. Because, but, you know, my righteous anger now. Who's the pedophile? Who's protecting the pedophiles? And who's making the fucking White House so hideous that even Louis the XIV would barf at that fucking decor? It looks like he's making it into a cheap whorehouse. It's just ridiculous. And he's tearing down. That's not his house. That's not his house. We didn't tell him it's okay to build some fucking god-awful nasty ballroom. He's ripping down our history. That is not his house. And hopefully he won't be in there very long. And he's most definitely not going to 2028. There's no way. But, you know, folks, yeah, gotta keep fighting. Today is that Tennessee seat that, you know, that election that's really, really important, and hopefully it goes our way and we flip it. And if we do, that means we flipped a seat where Trump won by 22 points. And that is a great moratorium on his presidency, you know. So, if you're in Tennessee, please vote. And, you know, sorry, I hope you missed me. Please like, subscribe, leave me a message. Let me know what you think, what you want to hear. You know, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want me, you know, and, yeah. And again, I'll start reading the Walking Wolf again, okay? So, my battery's dying, so I'm gonna book, get baked, and go relax. I've been watching music videos, Disturbed. So, love that band. But you guys be safe. I know the solstice, Christmas for a lot of you, Hanukkah. For us, it's the winter solstice. Um, but for everybody, it's new life. That's what this time of year is. It's looking forward to the new life. It's the longest day of the year. We're looking forward to the new life that comes in the spring. And uh, may the goddess bring you new hope, new life and new hope. So, peace, y'all. I love you, and I'll be seeing you soon.